Hello, Eternal Life fans. It's Rowan from the Eternal Life Fan Club, and today we're going to talk about detox. As we get older, one of the concerns that we should have is that our bodies are accumulating all these toxins and gunk from our environment, pollutants in our food, even just like metabolic toxins, just from the process of digesting food and metabolism can create all these toxic byproducts. And so we start to be concerned naturally that some of this stuff is accumulating in our bodies. And so as a eternal life strategy, it makes sense to consider detox as being an important thing we have to do. So I'm going to discuss some different detox strategies. Now there's a lot more than this, but these are just some of the ones I'm more familiar with and I've researched. So let's start with fasting. Fasting is, I went on a 5-day fast before. That's the most I've ever done. In the comments, tell me if you've ever gone on a 5-day fast or what's the most you've fasted ever. But there's different strategies with fasting. A lot of people just do water fasts. That's what I did. And then there's even a more extreme version of fasting, which is called dry fasting. And the reason people dry fast, I've never done a dry fast, but people dry fast because it affects autophagy. So it makes your body to try to get the water out of your cells. Your body will start to break down excess cells and dying cells and just crud in your body to just suck more water. So it's like a survival strategy of your body. And so when you dry fast, you're basically abstaining from any water. That's what a dry fast is. You're fasting from food and water. And the extreme versions of this dry fast is they won't even shower or they won't brush their teeth because, with water. They won't let any water to contact their skin because they don't even want to absorb the water from the shower or brushing your teeth with water or anything. So that's the extreme version. And from what I hear, it can be very powerful. It enhances the power of fasting. But I would try that, with extreme caution because, if you don't drink water, things could go wrong. So be careful with that one. So fasting is good. Obviously, if you're fasting from food, your body would have more energy to process gunk and detox more, right? Because food is a huge process of digesting food and all that whole metabolism thing. It shuts down detox because your body's so busy digesting food. So if you can give your body a break from food, that can be a powerful detox in itself. Also, there's intermittent fasting, which is where you just eat one meal a day in a short eating window, and that's been proven to have all kinds of health benefits, longevity promoting benefits. It turns on longevity genes. You can just have your food consumption be in an hour window, an hour eating window, or a 2-hour eating window every day, and just one meal a day as opposed to 3 meals. That can be huge for cleansing the body and detox and longevity. So that's enough of that. Charcoal. This has got to be one of my favorite detox strategies. If you see, I have this huge bag of activated charcoal. See, I just love this stuff. It just sucks toxins out of your body like nothing else. And studies with mice show that it actually helps increase longevity. For the mice, it increased their longevity by up to 40%. So these mice are being fed a bunch of activated charcoal every day. So it's sucking stuff up. It's adsorptive, so it's just sucking toxins out of your body. So I think that's a good thing to do regularly. I try to do it at least every 2 or 3 days. Yeah, it's good. And don't fall for the marketing of some of these charcoal products. What these charcoal products do, some of these things they charge way too much for them. There's this product called C60, and they just it's mostly olive oil and they mix a bunch of activated charcoal in it, but it's no, that's just a waste of money. Just go for the pure activated charcoal powder It's so much cheaper, and just you can consume a lot of it. It's really non-toxic. You can take, a huge you could tablespoons of this stuff. Just 2 or 3 tablespoons is a powerful dose right there. So that's what I do. Yeah, I try to do that, on average, maybe every 3 days, sometimes every 2 days. But it can interfere with the absorption of the foods you eat. It can interfere with the absorption of supplements. So don't take activated charcoal at the same time you take supplements. Have it at the end of the day. A lot of times I take activated charcoal like right before I go to sleep, because I haven't eaten anything for 3 or 4 hours or 5 hours, so that's a good time to take activated charcoal, like right before you go to sleep. So that's just a great all-around detox. It's so easy, so harmless. A lot of detoxes can be very almost stressful on the body, but activated charcoal, it's so easy on the body. It's also great to have on hand in case you get food poisoning or something. It's if you get a salmonella poisoning or something. Let's say one of my raw eggs, I eat raw eggs, so let's say one of them had salmonella. If I just eat a bunch of activated charcoal, I'd be fine. But I've never gotten salmonella from eggs, but I'm just saying. It can be an emergency thing you'd want to have on hand for food poisoning. Enemas. So the best enema I hear about is coffee enemas. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I'm researching it, and it's very powerful. Okay, it's a huge, powerful detox, because when you have this coffee in the colon, it triggers a huge bile release, and so a lot of crud and toxins can be released that way. I have had a saltwater enema. I actually use ocean water, and that's probably not the best thing, because there could be viruses and weird stuff in the ocean. So don't do what I do. Don't try that at home. Okay, don't do an ocean water enema. All right, so yeah, I regret that, but it was fine, but it's not safe really, because there could be weird bacteria and stuff in the ocean, so you wouldn't want to risk that. But yeah, the enema, of course, is obvious. It's going to detox through the colon, so it's going to just release if you have a bunch of crud caked to the inside of your colon. That sometimes they have pictures of the black, big black plaque in the colon that's stuck to the colon walls from just crud you've eaten and maybe you didn't digest and stuff like that. Some of that stuff might be overhyped, and maybe, the rubber tire. I don't know how much of that is actually maybe the ingredients of the cleanse. If they were taking a bunch of oil and stuff to cleanse their colon, it might have just been, I don't know. So yes, the enema is, it goes way back. And if you wanted to be really extreme, you could do a colonic irrigation. That would cost money. You have to go to this clinic, and they'll just fill your, they'll fill your colon with water. I did that once, and it is very handy if you're all plugged up. Okay, if you're constipated, that could be really amazing. And then there's clay, very similar to charcoal. So I have taken clay a lot of times. It's adsorptive, just like charcoal, so it just sucks a bunch of toxins into itself. Now sometimes people are concerned about the aluminum in clay. Most of the clays have aluminum. There are ones that are based on calcium instead of aluminum. So yeah, but I'm a little worried myself about the aluminum clays. I think bentonite clay is aluminum based, so there's a lot of aluminum there. They say the aluminum doesn't get absorbed because it's in a particular form of aluminum that your body doesn't absorb. I don't know, I'm a little skeptical of that. I don't take clays too often for that reason, because they might have a lot of heavy metals and stuff in there. But yeah, there is clay as an option. A lot of people notice that if they're eating a bunch of plant foods that are toxic, like toxic plant chemicals in plant foods, if they eat it with clay, the clay will absorb the toxins in the food. And so they can eat a bigger variety of plant foods without having weird reactions if they eat the food with clay. Because clay can absorb the toxins in the plants. So That's another use for clay. Oil and fat. This is a huge one for detox. There's a lot of fat-soluble toxins in our body. They harbor in our own fat cells. So this is where I think people who are too skinny and who don't have enough fat on their body, they might actually be at a disadvantage. Because if you actually had very, very, very little fat on your body and then you were exposed to some toxin, all those toxins you're being exposed to, they actually damage your organs to a greater extent. If you didn't have fat on your body. Now, if you have fat on your body, it's like a buffer. And so that could really come in handy if you were ever accidentally exposed to some toxin or heavy metal or something, then those toxins get absorbed by your fat cells as opposed to damaging your own cells and damaging your organs and everything. So, don't make it this huge goal of yours to be so skinny. Like, actually having some fat on your body can be very healthy. So I might look like super, super skinny, but actually I have some fat. So it's like I'm not too skinny. I actually have some blubber on my belly that can help absorb those toxins. Okay, so, and then there's like systems in Indian medicine called panchakarma, where these people are eating a lot of fat. They're eating a lot of ghee, and these fats in Indian medicine, ghee is a big one for them. And they think by eating so much fat that it'll help draw toxins and poisons out of their body into the fat that they're consuming. And so a lot of times they'll combine this heavy consumption of fat with going into the sauna. And so, like, at the same time you're eating lots of oils and fats and you're in this hot sauna, they think that combination really helps pull toxins out of your system. And I think there could be a lot of truth to that. I think that there's a benefit to consuming just a large amount of fat in general as like a staple in your diet. Like, I eat a lot of butter, and I think that by eating a lot of grass-fed butter, I am basically, it's a detox. It's like having all these oils and fats in your diet. I think that does eliminate some toxins. Your body can like push toxins into the fat that you're consuming, and it'll flush out your colon and things like that. And then there's like oil cleanses where people consume lots of oil, and consuming so much oil at one time, in most cases it's olive oil they'll consume. They'll combine olive oil with lemon, and by consuming so much oil at one time, it will cause your gallbladder to release tons of bile and try to cleanse kidney stones and gallbladder stones and everything like that. That's an option. I've never done that. That's pretty extreme. But I have consumed so much fat in one meal that it could have been a gallbladder cleanse in itself. Like, I've eaten lots of fat in one meal. Lots of oil. Very, heavy on the oils. And so I think going really heavy on the fats and the oils sometimes can be very beneficial. Because let's say you did have a kidney stone. Let's say you did have a gallbladder stone. If you go heavy on the oil sometimes, that could really kick that gallbladder stone out of your gallbladder. And you flush it out, okay? So, yeah, fats and oils is huge for detox. The next thing is sauna. So people do sauna with panchakarma, eating all that fat. People also do sauna with niacin. I like that combination a lot. That's very popular with Scientologists. Niacin is basically, you start to release more toxins out of your skin because it's like pushing toxins to your skin, and you're breaking down the fat cells. So niacin helps your body break down its own fat cells. It's a process called lipolysis, and niacin triggers this, and you can detox more if you combine niacin with the sauna. So that heat of the sauna and all this niacin can really help the detox, okay?
You should make a YouTube. Just show other young girls that you can do it. Look at the back of her legs.
Oh my gosh! Niacin flush.
Look at that part of her leg. Alright, get her face.
Oh my
Alright, now talk to the camera and say this.
Niacin flush. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm burned. Look at my face. I'm burning.
Look at me. I'm burning.
So yes, do a niacin flush. You should watch my niacin video. I think it's one of my best videos on health. Yeah, if you haven't done a niacin flush, you're really missing out. Got to do a niacin flush. And just the niacin alone, I think can be hugely important for detox. Because it's doing something so profound on the body. When I take niacin, I feel like it's just, it's detoxing me. It's really boosting circulation a lot. Like, you could see the circulation boost because it's just like your skin turns all red. You know, like you're all like this red. It's pretty cool. It's a very special thing, niacin. Don't overlook niacin. And then we have, so sauna, of course, is going to detox you through sweating. Sweating is important for detox because that's a lot of our toxins will exit through our skin, right? If we're sweating lots. That's why you want to be, that's why you want to be sweating. Exercise. Got to get your sweat going, okay? You know, people who live in an air-conditioned environment all the time, that's probably not going to be good for their longevity. And there's been, Dr. Rhonda Patrick talks about the benefits of heat stress on the body. Heat stress, going into the sauna, it's actually proven to reduce your chances of Alzheimer's disease by a lot. So, get into the sauna if you can. It's amazing. All right, the next thing is massage. Massage is powerful because, you know, like there could be toxins stored in certain places in your body where it's like your body becomes hardened in certain areas. Like the muscles become tense and there's like toxins hiding away in your body. And so if you massage them, if you massage your body, you have a deep tissue massage, that can free up those toxins. And sometimes those toxins are even like viruses. Viruses can be like dormant and they can be hiding away in certain parts of your body. And you want to massage those parts of your body so the viruses get released. Like there have been people who didn't even test positive for a particular virus or parasite, and then they massage themselves. They get a deep tissue massage, and then they get a test again, and then their test shows they test positive for all these different viruses because they weren't testing positive for the viruses because the viruses were hiding in their body. And so you want to massage, if you're doing a viral cleanse and trying to cleanse these viruses out of your body, you want to be getting a lot of deep tissue massage. So find someone that can massage you. You know, have a massage buddy where you do massage trade. That's a good thing. Okay. Another thing that massage can benefit is people talk about nanobacteria. Have you heard about nanobacteria? Nanobacteria are these like little microscopic bacteria. They create little shells around themselves and they calcify your body. So you get calcification accumulating in your joints, in different areas of your body, because these little nanobacteria are protecting themselves with a little shell. And so by massaging, it's that same principle. If you massage in certain areas of your body, you can release these nanobacteria so your body can attack these bacteria and destroy them and remove them from the body. So massage is just great all around detox. And then there's enzymes. Enzymes have a lot to do with systemic enzymes. So these would be the best enzymes to take for detoxification. There's different types of enzymes, but the ones that are called systemic, these are the type of enzymes that get into your bloodstream. So they'll pass the digestive tract. They'll actually absorb into your bloodstream, and they will help to digest toxic particles and viral biofilms. Okay, the viruses in your body, they're protecting themselves with biofilms. It's kind of like the same principle of the nanobacteria that are protecting themselves with the shell. Okay, and even the nanobacteria have their own biofilms. So we have to understand is that these parasites in our body, these viruses and everything, in order to really kill them, we need to do powerful things such as systemic enzymes that can help dissolve their biofilms. So if you're killing the parasites, which is the next thing on the list, the parasite cleanse, the viral cleanse, you got to just assume you have all this viruses and parasites you've accumulated over the years, and we got to kill them all. And so taking a lot of enzymes, at the same time you're killing the parasites and the viruses with different anti-parasite cleanses, antiviral herbs like cat's claw, and Peo d'Arco, and all these kind of herbs you want to be taking. I have a whole video on killing viruses. I'll put that in the description. In this world, you pretty much got to assume that you have parasites. It's like if you've ever eaten a salad or something, you might have picked up a parasite from your raw vegetables. If you've ever done any promiscuous behavior, assume you have a parasite in the form of an STD or whatever. A lot of these things, there could be a lot of even undiscovered viruses and parasites that don't even show up on the tests. Okay, don't just assume that you're tested clean and therefore you don't have any viruses. There's so many viruses out there that our science has barely begun to scratch the surface. So really, you want to be on an antiviral, anti-parasite cleanse. Everyone pretty much should be on this antiviral, anti-parasite cleanse. You might have caught a virus just from swimming in a freshwater lake or a river. Or let's say you might have even petted a pet. If a pet has ever licked you. Or there's just so many ways we get viruses. All the time. Even a dust mite. A virus could be on a dust mite and you breathe it into your lungs. You might be getting viruses into your lungs. Or somebody sneezes in a movie theater. You might have caught some weird virus from that. It's there's a billion different ways we can get a virus. And you might have a virus and not be exhibiting any symptoms. The virus might be dormant in your body, just waiting until your immune system is compromised, and then the virus will start manifesting itself, and then you'll have all these symptoms. But, just because you don't have any symptoms of a virus or a parasite, don't just assume you don't have a virus. You very likely do have a virus. And when you are going on an antiviral parasite cleanse, a lot of people run into problems because they have a Herxheimer reaction, which is basically you have all these dead viruses now in your blood, these dead bacterias, or and these viruses, these dead bodies of these viruses, they're toxic and they're releasing toxins now. So if you're doing a viral cleanse, it makes sense at the same time to do things like charcoal, clay, sauna. You don't be sweating, eating a lot of fat, maybe doing enema, just so your body has an easier time of getting rid of all these parasites and viruses. Once you're killing them all, you still have to eliminate them from your body. So a lot of this stuff can be used in conjunction with that. Even enzymes, systemic enzymes, you're killing the viruses, taking the systemic enzymes that get into the bloodstream, those enzymes can begin to eat away at the viruses, the dead bodies of the viruses, and help detoxify those viruses from your blood. So, and the reason I know about a lot of this stuff is because I've interviewed a lot of people with Lyme disease, and enzymes have been very helpful to them. Lyme disease, these spirochetes, they're like a virus, they're parasites, bacterial parasite in the blood. So enzymes have helped detoxify this stuff from their body. Just a lot of this stuff helps people with Lyme disease as well. Especially coffee enemas. When I was talking to people with Lyme disease, they said coffee enemas were like a lifesaver. Yes, you want to be killing the parasites, and the enzymes, taking systemic enzymes can really help. And that would be like bromelain. It would also be things like nattokinase from natto. These are systemic enzymes that get into your bloodstream and they start digesting the biofilms of these viruses. So it's helpful to cleanse the viruses out of your body. The next thing we would talk about is circulation. And you're going to get benefits. Some of these are connected. Like when you go to the sauna, you're going to get increased circulation. Massage increase circulation. Exercise. Something I didn't put on here is exercise, because that's included in circulation. So got to be, like, I like to do the lymph cleanse on the mini trampoline. They're called the rebounders. This mini trampoline, you go up and down, and that up and down motion will detoxify your lymph system. So we got all these systems in the body, and we have to detox them. So we got the blood, we got to clean the blood, we got to detox the lymph, we got to take substances like charcoal to suck these toxins out of our body, we got to kill the viruses, the parasites, we got to do massages, and I got to eat a lot of fat and oils, maybe do an enema, fasting, all this sort of thing. I think is going to help us live longer. It's like, of course, you can't neglect detox. Another huge thing for circulation boosting, you want to boost circulation, get some cayenne pepper. It just like boosts your circulation a lot. It cures so many illnesses, really. Cayenne pepper is like a miracle herb. And yeah, hope you eat spicy food like cayenne pepper. That's going to increase your circulation, your detox. You know, it's going to get the blood moving. Want to get the blood moving, circulation, detox. It's all very important. So you got to do this stuff, you know? It's not going to help you unless you do it. So go out there and detox your body. Tell me what's your favorite detox, or tell me if I missed any particular detox that you think is important that I left off. Because there's a lot of things we could do. This is just the surface of detox. It's really a huge subject. It's like a whole it could be a whole documentary just talking about detox. All right. Thank you. And may you live forever.